saying, oh, he's one of the nicest guys I've ever come across. Fuck off. Fuck off. You're nothing but a kiss ass and a fucking sellout, dude. So yeah, there you go. Cody fucking sellout Rhodes, the American sellout. That's all he fucking is. And don't fucking come and sit here and try and tell me, oh, well, he's just doing it for his family. Fuck his family. Fuck it. Fuck it. He could have gone anywhere and gotten that kind of money. Maybe not as much, but he could have gone anywhere and gotten that kind of money and still kept his fucking dignity. But no, he chose to crawl right back.
This is the kind of stuff we got to put a stop to. This is not good. This is bad. And nobody out there should be thinking about emulating this BS.
We got another one of them popping at the mouth or the side of his neck when he pouts. No argument, no rebuttal from. He ain't from my town, I don't know him, so I'm guessing he's a clown.
So, what do you guys want to talk about? Welcome to the SMARK TEARS Cody Rhodes segment, in which we have to go through all of the mean and angry comments gone towards Cody Rhodes since WrestleMania. It started well before WrestleMania, obviously, because, it was the word on the street was that Cody was going to be at WrestleMania, or at least popping up on Raw before WrestleMania. But since it didn't happen, what actually happened was that night, there was a deluge of animosity and anger, especially in the Cody Rhodes comment section and in the comment section of a lot of wrestling websites. They were very angry. They were very upset. This is going to be the multiverse of people being very angry at Cody. Very, very angry at Cody. And we start with the obvious and most ridiculous concept. People burning Cody Rhodes merchandise. This is where we have to begin, because nothing I'm going to read in a tweet thread or anywhere is going to be more ridiculous. That is going to typify the AEW fan base more than people burning Cody Rhodes merchandise. They're setting fire to his t-shirts. They're setting fire to playing cards or the trading cards. They're burning them. Some guy, he put up a video and he deleted it before I got a chance to see it. But I saw steals. I saw the screenshots. He is burning the American Nightmare. He's burning the son of the plumber, the American Dweem Daddy. He's burning his merchandise. Why would you do such a thing? I can't believe people are this emotionally connected to. Now, I get it. The burning of the merchandise, we saw it when LeBron James left Cleveland. People burned his jersey. Some people burned Kaepernick jerseys when he came out against the NFL. Some people, they do it in soccer sometimes when a guy goes to a team that we hate. We burn his jersey. So it's not like it's a completely off the wall concept. But my God, this on top of Cody being called, 1, a traitor, 2, Benedict Arnold, which those are quite possibly some of the funniest tweets, 3, a turncoat, and 4, a hypocrite. So I couldn't just go through everything. So those are the 4 terms I really looked at in terms of looking at prime material. But the burning of the shirts is absolute insanity. To be so moved, to be so emotionally invested, to be so gripped by this thing that you commit small arson against merchandise that you paid for. You burnt your own money. You was better off just burning the money right out of your pocket. And guess what? You bought. It's like when all those people started buying Snoop Dogg CDs and then crushing them in the street. You already bought the CD. Thanks a lot. This form of protest doesn't really work. It's more, it makes you look sillier than it really makes anyone else look silly. You being so emotional that you're burning t-shirts. Because you have to buy the t-shirt in order to burn it. You have to buy a pack of trading cards in order to find Cody Rhodes in the trading cards and then burn them. That takes a lot of effort. It takes a lot of effort for you to go to AEW shop or whatever, Pro Wrestling Tees, and order up a bunch of Cody Rhodes t-shirts so you can burn them. Or even, hey, I already have an American Nightmare t-shirt. I'm just going to burn it. And then secondly, what's going to make it worse? And this is the thing that always is funny to me. He don't even know that you did it because he didn't see it. So if you're gonna set fire to somebody's shit, at least it should be somebody who actually knows that this is what's happening and that made you so mad that you were burning stuff. I bet Cody slept well that night, not even thinking about these people who set fire to their own clothing. I only wish that they were actually wearing it when they set it on fire. All right, let's move on to the tweets. Because we going to be here for a while. Get you a nice cup of lemonade. Maybe a nice little sandwich. Because this is about to be a long ride. Because this is a lot of stuff, man. This is about to be good with a T at the end. All right. 1. Of course, Cody noticed the lack of talents and then found a new happy place for himself. The jump of Cody from AEW to WWE is the proof of how stacked the AEW roster is, and it's going to be hard for him to be a main guy. So it's all about ego. The next one. Yes, Cody, you can. Godspeed to you while you do it for the Saudi prince twice a year or whatever and popping the E-drones who represent the lowest common denominator of the IWC. Pro wrestlers will eat and eat well. Thank you, Cody. You hot damn hypocrite. Hot damn. Not goddamn. Not goddamn. Hot damn. The hottest of dams. Cody will be remembered as the first to abandon the revolution. Whether this was him feeling left out of TK's The Elite's Boys Club, or because he genuinely believes Vince will make the guy who was Stardust a champion. I will remember him being too scared to keep fighting and jumped ship. He was the guy who was too scared to keep fighting. He was too scared. Because this is a real war. Not like those other wars. This is real. This is a real fight. Even though AEW is on TV by itself. This one's pretty funny. I think Cody was jealous of these stars incoming. He mentioned shiny new objects in his promos. The thing is, it's not a bad thing to be jealous. I think he took stock of what was happening and made a career move. That's okay. Maybe he succeeds and goes back to AEW to boost them more. That was actually not bad. And I've seen a lot of people say that. Maybe this is Cody playing the long game. He's going to go to WWE and boost his numbers and boost his morale and become WWE champion and then come back to AEW a bigger star than ever. And it was all planned. I don't know. Cody is what? 36, 37? He'll probably still be in the age group by that time. I don't know how long his contract is, though. So we'll see. Here's another one. I can't wish a man well in a company he spent the last 6 years bashing as being the worst place to be. He was the biggest anti-WWE guy that AEW had. His words meant nothing, and it shows me he'll say whatever he has to in order to get a payday. He is a carny. He's in a carny business. I mean, he's a carny in a carny business. Sorry. To be honest, that's my original thought too. That Cody isn't really jumping ship, but it's that AEW and WWE are working together. Although it started to seem like he legit left with all the reports. But the fact nothing changed with Cody here makes me think it could all be a collaboration again. Dun dun dun, it's a conspiracy. Because Vince didn't change his theme song or make him change his name or anything, they gotta be working together. That's the only reasonable option, right? They're working together. They're not working together. What a sellout. I have mixed emotions. He had power to go back to being just a wrestler with no voice, especially how wrestlers are being booked in WWE. Apparently somebody didn't read Cody Rhodes' interviews when he talked about he didn't want the power of being an EVP anymore because he got blamed for a lot of stuff. And he didn't really want that. So, that's That's the downside of it. He did get blamed for a lot of stuff. Here it is, another one. I gotta admit, I kind of hate Cody for selling out, but it's just business, I guess. Guess so, man. I mean, it is what it is. I'm curious if they're going to change his theme into sports entertainment has more than one royal family. I would love that. Sports entertainment. It got to be Vince's voice, though. Sports entertainment has more than one royal family, pal. Cody Rhodes is a traitor who only cared about a payday. I hope he rots in that company under Vince McMahon's boot. The Thronebreaker shit and all the shots about botching and everything else says AEW was it for him. He's a sellout who only ever cared about himself and a payday. Now I'm sure he's going to claim it was for his family and blah, blah, blah. And it was for his ego and money. That's it. This guy is really good at mind reading. You know, he should replace with Professor Xavier. You really good at mind reading, dog. It is what it is. These people are so angry. I just can't get it. Oh, Jesus. Cody Rhodes is nothing but a traitor. How dare he decide to leave the company he helped to build to combat the Fed and make wrestling better. He did absolutely nothing but spit in the face of Tony Khan, the true savior of wrestling, and leave for his own gain. I'm no longer a fan. Well, that's one less for the coaster. You know, I heard Cody got a case of the money shakes. I mean, it is what it is. This is really bad. This is really bad stuff. Upon this guy saying that, hey man, it's not that big of a deal that Cody left. He's one wrestler going from one company to another. This was the response. He says, quote, like, please acknowledge he's done something wrong. Stop being okay with celebrities doing whatever. The fan mentality is so damaging to society. He grifted his fan base and people are just following him like sheep. Like, do y'all really even care? He grifted his fan base? I thought grifting was it was basically a hustle. You're trying to sell something you really don't have access to, or you're trying to sell something you really don't have any, there's no real end game to it. When Cody started talking about AEW during the early days, he actually presented AEW. It really came to pass. And he was there for 3 years. You know? So it's not like he was running a company like, what's his name? Jarrett's Gold. What was that? Or his Global Force Wrestling, where he was talking about AEW, and AEW never occurred. And he was just soaking up money the whole time. It's like, he presented AEW. He was the face of it. He was there. You got AEW. It's on TV. They have pay-per-views. You can watch it. That doesn't mean he has to stay. He doesn't have to stay. It's not a grift. It's not a grift. You know, whatever. Oh, this one's beautiful. I love this. So, apparently, and I'm adding this one in, even though I know it got nothing to do with it, because it's so well timed. Somebody says, it's a quote from Bryan Danielson. I wasn't a very good liar until I rode with Cody. Cody taught me how fun lying is. Just making up, saying something straight to somebody's face, the most absurd lie. And the guy says, gonna repost this every time Cody says anything. That's just who Cody is. Wow. The crazy thing is, this creates a paradox. Like, Danielson is a liar. So is he lying that Cody started his lying? Or is he telling the truth? Because we know Danielson likes to lie. He loves lying. He said that before. He loves to lie. Cody loves lying too. So that was pretty funny. So this is from Wrestling Inc. I'm sorry, the comment section. The comment section of the actual website. Khan treated Cody like a god. It's a slap in the face to Khan. his father would be disappointed in him. Cody is nothing more than an egomaniac who thinks he is bigger than wrestling. In reality, he is a mid-carder cosplaying as a main eventer. One thing why I hate WWE fans is now they are kissing Cody butt. Before they were bashing him, as soon as he goes back to WWE, they start liking him. Fuck Cody. Facts. He really is a piece of shit. Wow. I'm floored. And this guy is very angry. This is a very angry guy. This is a very angry elf. This guy continues. I've called it. Based on the interviews from the last few days, Cody is very full of himself and so arrogant. He needs to check his ego. He really is the Jeff Jarrett or Triple H of this generation. Cody, you are a mid-carder at best. You aren't Rock or Austin. I have a feeling his ego caused trouble with the other EVPs and Khan. He said he wants to win the WWE title. Even though the WWE title lost prestige in 2001, Cody left AEW because he couldn't get his way. Let's say something that the EVPs renewed their contract, even Jericho, but Cody didn't. Cody is a sellout. I lost respect for him as a wrestler and a person. Screw him. He probably burned bridges with AEW. My goodness. This is from YouTube. I'm not even angry. I'm just sad. At best, his career is on pause now. At worst, his best years will be completely squandered in catering, just like his older brother. I'll be surprised if he isn't struggling to stay relevant in the United States title picture in 6 months. It might be different if it wasn't the leader of the revolution, who became the first significant turncoat. Wow, that's painful. That's painful. Oh, let's go back to Twitter. Cody on Raw will 100% bring in curiosity, and many lapsed WWE viewers will watch AEW. We'll check out what he does, but he's currently being viewed as a traitor, not a representative of the revolution. Regardless of how WWE frames it, to hardcore fans, he abandoned the revolution. They keep talking about this revolution. What's the revolution, dog? What was the revolution? Revolutions seek to overthrow things. Is AEW overthrowing something? What's going on here? Oh, this is epic right here. Well, look who shows his face. The traitor to his family and company, Cody Rhodes. As a true AEW fan, this is wrong. Cody betrayed his brother, his company, his friends, and the AEW roster and fans. No, you don't belong here. You're out, Cody. You're out on your butt. You're out on the split, pal. Here's another one. Cody got butthurt because he lost creative control and wanted to push himself high in the card. But in all honesty, he wasn't main event quality. He did it to himself, saying he'd never compete for the world title. Yes, traitor comes to mind, but whatever AEW is still great without him. You will always be a traitor to AEW people, Cody. Jesus Christ. Oh, this is a great picture here. This is a picture of Vince McMahon on the People Power scooter and Cody on his hands and knees kissing the People Power scooter. And it says all that talk about going to war with WWE just to sell out and go crawling back to Vince. Ooh, this one's brutal. Brutal. This one's brutal, man. This got some visual gags in it too, so I hope y'all looking at the screen. This is a brutal visual gag, man. Oof. Why would you do this? Why would you do it? Sellout Rhodes, you're not a wrestler. You're a sports entertainer now. Good job selling your soul for money. Oof. What a sellout. Carney Garbage sold us a bill of goods on a fake revolution, only to go running back to dad the second his ego got bruised. Ooh. These people are talking to Cody directly, by the way. Some of them are. This guy is the biggest sellout in modern wrestling. All that shit he was talking just to go crawling back. We are the revolution. I'm so curious to see where he is on the card in 1 year. I am too. I'm very interested in where Cody is in a year. Cody Rhodes is a sellout. After everything he said about WWE when he was in AEW, what a slap in the face to everyone in AEW. I hope Vince fires him in the next year. Wow. Wow. Who, boy, Jesus Christ. Cody gets fired. Cody Rhodes, I guess this meant nothing to you. It's a picture of Cody breaking the throne. It was all just for the money and not the passion of wrestling. You freaking sell out! Cody did say he doesn't regret doing it, because all that stuff got him here today. Cody Rhodes is a sellout. He couldn't get over at AEW, and no one could stand his wife, so they ran off to PG land. That's exactly what happened, sir. You got it all figured out, dog. And this one is my favorite. Of all the ones that I've seen thus far, this one's my favorite. You went from all out to sell out. It's so succinct. It's not mean. It's not a lot of cussing in it. They're not talking about killing, the dog or anything like that. It's a simple play on words. You went from all out to sell out. Ooh-wee. That one's pretty good. The American sellout, Cody Rhodes. Jesus H. Christ. Cody Rhodes is nothing more than a sellout. He helped form the revolution and walk back to the E. What an absolute disgrace. Whew. Don't use your loss of the AEW championship as an excuse either. That was your dumb doing. You built something a lot of people loved, and whether or not people liked you as a wrestler, we still look up to what you did, and you in general. Well, that's a lot of exclamation points. It's 4. I think we should probably use 6. When they called him a sellout, there were 6. So I think you need to add 2 more exclamation points to the end of that sentence. So we'll really know that you mean it. If it's less than 6, I don't trust it. Hypocrite. His goddamn interest music is all about how he was treated and let go 6 years ago. I wish him well. But a sellout is always a sellout. Cody is doomed to mid-low card. Hope it was worth it. Yikes. Yikes. There's so much of that mid-card Cody stuff coming. Please believe if you thought you heard a lot of that, you ain't heard enough of it yet. I am absolutely disgusted right now. Cody Rhodes is a sellout. I have no respect for him anymore. You suck, Cody. I'm glad you left. You do not belong to run with the best at AEW like the Young Bucks. Oh, whatever. Oh, God, whatever. Cody Rhodes was pissed Tony wouldn't let him make AEW the Cody Saves America and Stops Racism show. So, of course, he goes back to... I gotta start over. Holy shit. Okay. Oh, wait a minute. Cody Rhodes was pissed Tony wouldn't let him make AEW the Cody Saves America and Stops Racism show, so of course he goes running back to the Fed when Vince dangled a shiny United States Championship in front of him. Talk about a sellout. Cody Saves America and here's racism. He's gonna take that beautiful biracial baby and present her like the Lion King. And this shit gonna be like Robotech, where all the races are gonna be scared of the mixed baby. Like, oh no, what is that? What is that thing? Ah, miscegenation. Like, not the first mixed baby, but I know what he's saying. It was fucking hilarious. Oh, that shit's great. I can just envision Cody doing it. That's fantastic. Oh, shit. I gotta continue reading these things. After all that AEW is a family rah-rah shit, Cody Rhodes talked he actually signed with WWE. I'm sorry, but how can anyone see this as anything other than a betrayal of everything Cody himself said he wanted to do? This is a massive loss and, quite frankly, a sellout. Cody gotta get it together. Cody Rhodes is probably the biggest sellout in wrestling. Ooh. I want to say I'm super thankful for Cody Rhodes' part in making me really love wrestling again. An inspiration to me, but a total fucking sellout. Sold the dream of revolution just to take a seat at the highest table first chance he got. Sacrificed all credibility to do so. Cody bought in. He didn't sell out, he bought in. I am absolutely crushed that Cody Rhodes left AEW, his own company, and went back to Vince. I was a huge Cody fan. No more. Cody is a sellout. I mean, ooh, that sounds so disappointing. When people are just disappointed in you, that's just, it's bad. How can you look at people and just disappoint them this way, Cody? Why would you do that? It wasn't in my plans. I love the fans. Everyone loves Cody. I just got a case of the money shakes. And those money shakes, man, there's nothing you could do with them. That no one was there to exercise those money shakes away from me. So I made the decision that it was best for my family to go back to the WWE. All right, Cody, get the hell out of here. All right, here's another one. I get that money talks, but enjoy your only win in WWE. LOL. So stupid. Let's shit on a company for years and crawl back to Vince for a better payday. These people are so angry. Cody Rhodes is the biggest sellout bitch of all time. Gotta use your dad's moves to get a cheap pop. Couple of months, you will be a mid-carder and crying, ready to go take your ball and run again. So glad Dustin Rhodes is not like you and is loyal to AEW. You sellout bitch. Man, I can smell this guy through Twitter, through my phone. Jesus. You know Vince doesn't care about you, right? But to try and stick it to Tony Khan, you're the one with the stupid no world title stipulation in AEW. You sell out. You're trying to stick it to Tony Khan. Why are you sticking it to Tony? I don't think anybody's sticking it to Tony, because I don't think Tony knows whether he wants to stick or be stuck. He's like 40 years old at this point. I'm sure he hasn't figured it out yet. I gotta say, I lost all respect for you, Cody. You talked all that rubbish on WWE, helped build up AEW, and even said you were AEW for life, only to sell out to WWE. Why go back to a company you seem to hate so much? That's a good question. I mean, apparently he doesn't really hate it that much. This is another visual gag. This is incredible. The picture is Vince in Gorilla and Cody going through the curtain wearing a Stardust jacket. And it says, Thronebreaker, ha, 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 ha. Welcome back to the mid-card, Stardust. Oh my goodness. Oh my goodness. Cody Rhodes, you sell out. Welcome to the mid-card where you deserve to be. Good Lord. Yikes. Cody Rhodes is nothing but a traitor, a sellout, chasing the hug. He's hug chasing. Oh my God, you have no idea how much I love hug chasing. Well, I don't use it enough, but by God, the hug chase. Man, the big hug. Come here, pal. That's a real thing though, bro. That hug chasing shit is real. That's the one good thing AEW fans came up with. I love hug chasing. Cody Rhodes, you are a sellout. You used to run AEW, and now you want to get WWE. I hope you get laid off, and Tony Khan doesn't want you back. You are the worst wrestler. The worst wrestler. Like, is he worse than Michael Nakazawa? Is he worse than Sonny Kiss? Worse than Big Swole? Nah, he ain't the worst. He ain't the worst. Ooh. Cody Rhodes. Seriously, Cody, you're a fucking sellout. With you bringing AEW to life, it brought me back to being a professional wrestling fan. But now I'm so disappointed. You will get a good run, but then come Stardust back. I don't even understand. It's like he had a seizure or something in the middle of this thing. And I didn't. It went from you. And there's no punctuation whatsoever. This is Twitter. I mean, what can I expect? Sell out. Vince owns your soul now. Own your name already. Ooh, that gave me chills. All these WWE fanboys are loving him. Y'all hated him years ago. He literally went back to a toxic ex. One word. Jobber. Cody's going to be a jobber. Jesus. Cody hates being a mid-carder. Co-founds a new company to be a top build act. Company grows. Talent surpasses him. He discovers he's still a mid-carder. Returns to WWE to be a mid-carder. Well, if you're going to be a mid-carder, be a mid-carder in the biggest wrestling company of all time. I mean, why be a mid-carder in AEW unless, you have to be? If you're coming from the indies, it's a great job. If you're coming from the mid-card of WWE, I don't know. Oh, here's another one. Cody Rhodes is the most insincere man who ever laced up a pair of boots. That is why people boo him. Well, Cody is a bit reptilian, where you're not really sure what's real and what isn't. But you might be the most insincere man in the business. I mean, that might not be a stretch. All right, so this one is pretty short and simple. Cody Rhodes can suck my dick. It'd be the first time somebody sucked your dick. Cody Rhodes sucks, just like all his family members before him. Should have left this bum in AEW. He sucked there too. Yikes. These guys are angry. I've never had less respect for Cody Rhodes than I do right now. 5 years of smashing WWE just to tuck tail and run back because pro wrestling fans think he sucks. Pro wrestling fans, not, fans. Cody, you broke our hearts. I guess we're the real idiots to believe you actually cared about creating your own legacy and being part of the revolution and creating an alternative. We really believed in you. Sucks for all of us because you made us care about pro wrestling again. This is starting to sound like a cult, right? Like you blaspheme against the cult. Now all of a sudden, it's the 2 minutes hate from 1984 where you sit in the room and talk and find somebody and you intensely hate on them. Like intensely. This one's pretty funny. I legit turned off WrestleMania. Turned it back on a half hour later when your match came on. Didn't think it would bother me, but it did. So I turned it off. I don't care where you wrestle. That's not it. I just feel like I have been overly dramatically worked by someone that made me a fan of wrestling again. I got worked, so I'm not going to watch this. I feel worked, Cody. Why would you do this to me? It's about me, Cody. Why would you do this to me? What about me, Cody? What about you? Like everything he preached about the revolution, the power of pro wrestling, how he gave it all away to be a pro wrestler. And now it's like he said all the right stuff to sell himself, just to rebuild and return as the man was always the plan. And he used pro wrestling and fans to get it? Yes. It probably wasn't, his plan from the beginning, but he probably saw whatever dollar signs was offered and he said to himself, codes, gotta go where the money is. Mid-card Cody manipulating the same marks that called him everything but a wrestler for 6 years. Or did we forget the comments of Hollywood Cody Hurst Jarrett, who only knows two things: my daddy is dusty and bleeding. Honeymoons don't last, and neither will the love and push. That bottom part is pretty serious business. Because I knew a lot of people are very happy that Cody is back. And they're very excited. And WWE is spreading Cody everywhere. He's fucking everywhere. I mean, he's coming back like a conquering goddamn hero. He's on the bump. He's on all the other these things. I'm just kind of like, wait a minute. They're just using a lot of Cody. They're using him up in this first week. They're using him a lot. He did like 800 interviews. They got Cody out here. But, yeah, it's temporary. But, all things are. Let's see what we got some more here. Cody Rhodes, just do whatever you want, man. But don't expect everyone to agree with it. Rational or not, lots of people feel disappointed by you. Is money really behind all this? Only you know. But people can't read your mind. Let's hope you're not end up being C. Rhodes in 2 months. C. Rhodes. C-R-O-D-E-S. WDZ. I guess that's supposed to be a knock on WWE naming. It's pretty good. It's not bad. It's not bad. It's pretty good. Ooh, this one is Cody Rhodes joining the Kiss My Ass Club. Jesus H. Christ. Jesus H. Christ. I will definitely be putting this one on the screen. Oh my good God. The memes, my Lord, the memes. The memes, my Lord. Okay, the accompanying caption. I thought you were a man of your words. Some people never learn. Enjoy the 24/7 title after a few months. They only care about Roman. And you will take the L from him and will be asked to make him look strong. That's all Vince cares about. Whew. When you realize, Cody, that the WWE fanboys were the real ones booing you and pushing you out of AEW, it will be a sad day. They love you now, but time will tell. They only love you because they can stick it to AEW. Real AEW fans had true love and respect for you. But not Brandy. Not Brandy. Oh, this one's brutal. This foul language. How much cock did you have to suck to make up for all the cheap shots you took over 6 years to get a job because you got booed out of your last one? Wow. Who would make you tweet something like that at somebody? What the hell's wrong with you? And I give Cody credit, though. Like, he left his comment section open. He knew people were going to be mad at him, and he left that comment section open, so people are in that bitch acting a fool. They in that joint acting an absolute anus. It's ridiculous. Cody Rhodes is the biggest Judas and hypocrite in wrestling. Doesn't get what he wanted in WWE, so he helps form AEW. Then when he didn't get a pay raise in AEW, he goes running back to WWE. I mean, how dare he? It's almost like he's in a business or something. It's almost like he's trying to further his career, make the most money he can in a business where people's brains end up scrambled and sometimes they have heart attacks at 40. Ay. Call me a mark, but Cody Rhodes, in my opinion, is cemented as the biggest fucking hypocrite in wrestling. Okay, Mark. Cody Rhodes, the biggest hypocrite in wrestling, spends 6 years working to prove that he was better than the machine WWE made him out to be. Helped start AEW. Then when things don't go the way he saw, that he runs back to the machine, changes nothing, then tears down his goodwill inside. My God, bro. My goodness. Oh my goodness. Another sexually acting out guy. Cody Rhodes can suck my balls. There's nothing worse in this world than a hypocrite, in my opinion. Fuck Cody. Ooh. The biggest hypocrite in wrestling is Cody Rhodes. Yikes. I love Cody. I always support that man. It's just so weird. He spent the last 6 years bashing WWE, saying publicly he'll never go back. It's just weird. It's just business, man. You sold out and you're a hypocrite. All the WWE fanboys making excuses just show how petty they are. Have fun jobbing by next year. These people are so angry and tweeting directly at Cody. Cody has either he has nerves of steel or he put his phone on absolute silent and he doesn't even see this shit because these people are just really lighting his ass up. And he's not responding to anything. Very smart. He's learned. Notice the difference. Cody and AEW, they did this stuff, he'd have been responding. In WWE, no response. He did not even say anything about any of these people. Here's another one. Cody, good for you. But I can't get past all the stuff he told the fans. Wanting a revolution, etc. It's like a slap in the face to all the AEW wrestlers and wrestling fans. Slap in the face. Talk so much shit. Bash trips. Thrown to this. If you ain't a sellout, I don't know what is. Either money or crying about no creative. Either way, you're an effing hypocrite to everything you preached the past several years. Do what makes you happy, but deep down, you know you're a hypocrite. Directly to Cody. Cody Rhodes, the throne breaker. Cody Rhodes, the face of the revolution. Cody Rhodes, a fucking hypocrite. Cody Rhodes, fuck you. So disappointed seeing you crawl back to what you despised. Good luck when you get future endeavored. There's a lot of fantasies about Cody being fired, being buried in the mid-card, being turned back into Stardust, all sorts. I mean, they just want vengeance. But what did Bray Wyatt say? That revenge is a confession of pain? These people are hurting, dog. They need therapy. Here's another one. No backbone. Hypocrite, money hungry, fake, backstabber, disgusting. Absolutely disgusting. This was the day after. He debuted the day before. This guy was still mad a day later. Cody's tweeted out something, probably thanking people for buying shirts. He says, screw off, you hypocrite. You were the main person constantly digging your heels at WWE. Then you're the first person to go leave and running back to the horrible company where things didn't go your way. Glad we don't have to watch the Codyverse anymore. Yeah, the Codyverse was pretty funny. It really was. It was funny. It was hilarious. He was at least trying. Cody was trying. He wasn't always knocking it out of the park, but at least he was trying. Here's another one. What do you know about that? You're not a pro wrestler like your father. You're a businessman, a sports entertainer, and a hypocrite, and at the same level as Jake Paul. Good luck, Stardust. Wow. You're not a pro wrestler. You're a sports entertainer. Well, you look at you, sports entertaining over there. Look at you. How gross you are. Cody Rhodes, you are a hypocrite and a man without his word. Thank you for taking your bad ideas back to WWE. That's the negative thing. And now WWE is going to be open to Cody and his sensational ideas. Vince, I got a great idea. You're going to love it. How about we burn the flag? Vince, listen. I got a great idea. You see, I'm the American Nightmare. American, right? America, yes. How about we have a Canadian burn the American flag? How about Edge? Edge burns the American flag. That would be fantastic. Like, fucking Edge lives in America. That'd be great. Oh, that'd be such a Cody Rhodes idea. We're going to war with Britain again. Here's another one. You sold out. You spoke arms and length about changing the business and providing an alternative for people to enjoy professional wrestling. Yet, here we are, back to the WWE after years of bashing. American hypocrite should be your new name. Your dad would be disappointed. Even though that's not true. Dusty left, and he came back. He came back to help run NXT, and he did some stuff on TV. He even wrestled. He wrestled, I think, Randy Orton. That's when Cody debuted. Cody's debuted in a segment featuring Dusty Rhodes and Randy Orton. Again, that's why the story should be with Randy Orton. Here's another guy. Cody Rhodes, you left Ellis Island, the company you were so proud of and proud to have built, to come back to the place you buried for money. You are the biggest hypocrite I have ever seen in the history of wrestling. And there's a long damn list, and you're right at the top of it. I love how they just try to use wrestling. Like, you're the biggest hypocrite in wrestling. You know, you're a shitheel in wrestling. This was before Raw. It says, I hope he tells the truth on Raw that he left for the money. You were always a sports entertainer, posing as a pro wrestler. You and your fake revolution. Such a hypocrite. For your information, I get Peacock for free with my cable service. But if I could cancel, I would. Ha ha ha! See ya, Stardust! If I could cancel this shit, I would. I don't want to watch all the other good stuff that's on here. I want to watch AEW Dynamite. Oh my good God. Cody Rhodes, I made this account just to tell you you're the biggest hypocrite of all, founding another promotion where you were frequently put over, took constant jabs at WWE just to go back to WWE the second things don't go your way, and AEW makes you a hypocrite. Fuck you. And the account is called @FuckCodyRhodes. @FuckCodyRhodes. Somebody started a Fuck Cody Rhodes Twitter account. These people are insane. They're insane. They're jagged in the brain. There's a Fuck Cody Rhodes Twitter account. Let's move on. Turncoat Cody is the biggest lying, fake piece of shit I've ever seen in wrestling. All that shit he said and did the last 5 years, all bullshit lies. Screw him. Ooh. Traitor. Turncoat. Cody Rhodes trashed WWE for years, but went back when Tony took some of his responsibilities away. Enjoy the mid-card, Cody. See, people are just obsessed with that whole mid-card thing. It's this whole idea that Cody's just going to be stuck in this mid-card. And they really, it's almost like they want that. They want him to suffer for leaving. You know, you need to suffer for leaving me. You know, that's the hard thing we're dealing with here. We're dealing with people who want you to suffer. People who want you to not just fail. People who not just disappointed, but people who want you to suffer. This one is beyond bizarre. You're going to love it. Cody Rhodes is the guy who supports your girl when she's left you, then fucks her. He's a traitor. What? Who is that guy? Oh, it's like the best man. It's like that movie, The Best Man. Oh man, he should have threw that nigga off that balcony. I hate that damn movie. I hate that movie so much. They was watching that shit at work one day. The Best Man. I was so distraught. I was like, I have to sit through this shit. Oh, this movie is terrible. This movie is awful. This is Benedict Arnold. Benedict Cody. This is my favorite section. One of my favorite sections. Obviously, Cody being called a hypocrite and a sellout are absolutely fantastic. But Benedict Arnold is a pretty good one too. This is a pretty good section. Benedict Arnold would have been remembered as a founding father, but he ended up as a traitor. And that's Cody. Damn. Cody's a Benedict Arnold. Cody Rhodes absolutely sucked and didn't deserve or earn that match with Seth Rollins, honestly. Who whooped the coat? What? Let me spell it. WHOOPCODT. How do I pronounce that? Let me spell it again. WHOOPCODT. And it's all one word. I can't pronounce that. What is that? Whooped cot? Whoop cot? Whooped cot? That's shit. You suck, Cody, you traitor, bitch. Yikes. Cody, you are a very rude person because you are defending the anti-wrestling action of WWE. Shame on you, you traitor. Wait. From the extremes of him being a punk bitch, mid-card bitch, all that kind of stuff, somebody just says, you know what, Cody? This was very rude. Shame on you. And this is the... This motherfucker says, for shame, Cody. You're a rude guy. It's like he burped or something like that. This guy fucking yanked the heart out of AEW. And this dude acting like he burped in a crowded elevator. Jesus H. Christ. Let's dip over to the websites a little bit. Now we're going to go over to WrestleZone. This was from April the 3rd. This was pretty funny. Meh. Cody got his WrestleMania moment. He'll be dancing in polka dots before he gets released. He was a mid-carder in AEW, and you just watched him beat the best WWE can build. The story was about Rollins, not that WWE cares about that. An earlier one. I don't get this. Cody left to start his own company. along with his friends. They went out to do something different. Cody went as far as to mock WWE during the Being the Elite skits, even destroyed the throne to symbolize Triple H's King of Kings gimmick. He leaves the company he started and go back to the company that he mocked? Someone please explain, and don't say it was because of money. The first response, it was because of money. Money. Money, 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 money. Oh my good God. Holy shit. Holy shit. I'm going to give this guy a little bit of credit. So we're going over to Raja.com. It says, I was happy to see Cody, but mad at the same time as an AEW fan. Just didn't seem right hearing that entrance theme in WWE. I was not one of those ungrateful assholes and AEW fans booing him every chance they got. But I'm not going to lie, I was in my feelings. My man burrowed into his feelings over this. Cody left me. What are we going to do, God? God, what are we going to do? So before WrestleMania, What Culture put out a video called, what was it called? 10 wrestlers that came crawling back to WWE. It was absolutely horrendous. What a horrendous piece of business this thing was. Remind you, What Culture is an absolute cesspool of trash, hideous Brit rest garbage, rubbish, as they say. Anyway, this is the comment. Somebody says, I hope this doesn't include Cody because crawling is a bit of a stretch. If anything, they were begging for him, which of course is not true. Why would they be begging for Cody? But this is the funny thing. He was crawling. He was begging them. And they say, here, this is what you're going to get. Now be our slave for the next 5 to 10 years. Actually, I don't know how many years. So he said, you're going to be a slave. I'm not sure how long, though. This is ridiculous. These people are ridiculous. So, on another What Culture video, I'm not watching these What Culture videos, by the way. I'm just looking at the comment section. Another guy says, so how long do you reckon WWE will let Cody keep sunlight? I reckon he'll get a good push for 6 months. Maybe grab a title. Then WWE will have a brain fart. They won't know what to do with him. His TV time will become more sporadic, and he'll slowly move to an upper mid-carder position, a bit like where Cesaro was, and eventually end up on NXT, or given another gimmick. Welcome back, Stardust. Welcome back, Stardust. Welcome back, Stardust. These people are obsessed with Stardust. Jesus Christ. Jesus Christ. Another comment. It's embarrassing. Cody kept taking shots at WWE his entire AEW career, only to go back to lick Vince's boots. Ooh, licking Vince's boots. Yikes. What the hell? This one is beautiful. For the life of me, help me understand what is the point? What is the purpose? What's the why? What could he possibly get from WWE that he isn't getting from AEW? What could possibly motivate him to go back to WWE? The company he was trying to get away from, wasn't he? What would make him go back there after pretty much building his own company that he can get probably anything he wants from? Virtually anything, at least. And we already know the answer to that. We already know the answer, and he told you essentially the answer. Jesus, pay attention. Follow the product. Dweeb, follow the product. Here's another one. Cody made a massive mistake going back to WWE, a company that mocked AEW, made him into a joke, and people think he is going to get some big push or something, when really Vince will make sure to do everything in his power to make a fool out of the dude. I give it 2 months. 2 months. That's how long we're going to get. You're going to get 2 months. I don't know, man. We'll see. Cody the Crap Rhodes, sold out wrestler. And sold out wrestler. Yikes. Sold out. Sold out. Now we pop over to Wrestle Talk, where I find this gem. Cody is working everyone. He is still the EVP of AEW. This is all Smoak and Mirror. Now, Smoak, you may say to yourself, it's supposed to be smoke. But this gentleman spelled it S-M-O-A-K. I don't know what y'all do in England, but it's S-M-O-A-K, even a word in the language that we all share. I have no idea. But this is, I was broke. I don't know, man. This sucks. You know what? Because I kind of like you guys, and I actually appreciate people who watch these videos and come into this stuff, and they give me a little bit of their time. I'm going to do a live response to a Wrestle Talk short. Let's just do it. Fuck it, we're live, pal. Let's see. I've never listened to Wrestle Talk before in my life. But since I know this is a short video, because it says shorts, and it's the topic is the problem with Cody Rhodes' WWE return. I don't know what they're going to say, so we're going to hear it together. And some of you have never listened to Wrestle Talk before. We're all about to get. I'm almost certain it's about to be prime material right here, because this is about to be hilarious. One way or the other, we're going in. Let's get started.
The longer it went on, the more rest holds that Cody put in. It felt like a lot.
Rest holds. See, this is the thing that one of the many issues that people have. They found out through the dirt sheets that you can slow down the action a little bit by applying a hold, an arm bar, something that nobody's ever going to actually submit to. That's actually what wrestling is. That's where you take the time to put up not just rest. You work the hold. You're actually supposed to sell the hold. That's what selling is for. You sell the hold. You get put in the arm bar. They breaking my arm. Also, you will be setting up the next several spots as you are doing the hold. It's not just, hey, you're lazy, go take a break. So this is already a problem. It's already a problem. The rest hold. Maybe you should use these words more, just be a little bit more, less abrasive, let's say, with your usage of this language that you are borrowing from the industry.
Of the reason I was emotionally invested in Cody for the last 6 years was slowly dripping away, because I bought into a guy whose whole appeal was I am outside the company and I'm going to make it by myself.
Yeah, Cody Rhodes, who's...
I am the guy who is outside the company. So what the fuck did that have to do with anything that he was actually doing? We know that he was already outside the company. I was not invested in the character of I'm outside of the company. That's not a character. That's not anything to get emotionally invested about. Am I emotionally invested in wrestler X who, I used to work in WWE, but I don't work there anymore. And I'm going to make it on my own, like John Morrison or somebody like that. That's literally every wrestler. Literally every wrestler not currently under WWE contract is, I'm a wrestler, I'm going to make it on my own. That's nothing specific to Cody. That's nothing specific to Cody. This analysis is garbage water. I don't understand where that came from. First we got the rest hold botch. Now we got this shit. Oh, Cody's entire appeal was that he was working outside of the company. I'm like, shit, so is Jericho. So is Moxley. So is Miro. So is Shawn Spears. Nobody gives a fuck about these guys. Well, people love Jericho and Moxley. I'm just using them as an example of stand-ins for guys that don't work there. Smaller number name guys that I don't remember, like Damian Sandow or somebody like that, right? So a guy who worked at WWE now doesn't. He just goes back to the independents. That's essentially every single wrestler who's been released from WWE, Cody Rhodes included. Makes no sense. Let's continue.
Whole mantra has been pro wrestling is bigger than WWE. That company disrespected my father, and I'm going to prove them and everyone wrong that didn't trust me. And he built this empire, and he made himself a star. And the first chance he got, he was like, but I'm going to go back to WWE because my dad never won the WWF title, and I'd really like to win that belt because I need to do that for my dad. And it's just like, So was that last 6 years a lie then?
Yeah.
Like,
Yeah, man, it was a lie. It was a lie, bro. It was all a grift. It was all a hustle. It was whatever you think it is, man. It was whatever you think it is, man. The thing is, he did say WWE disrespected his father. He's also said something about stuff about his brother. And a lot of this is true, but again, this is just normal SMARK shit. This is the stuff we've been talking about for the last, what is this, been 40 minutes now? Maybe 30? We've been doing this shit the whole time. These dudes just say the same stuff over and over again. Understand, man. His goal since he was 8 years old to be the WWE champion. And to him, if you actually read his interviews and what he says, this is the ultimate vindication. It's for him to go from what he says, undesirable to undeniable. For them to have to give him the title. Because he's the best. Because he's the most over. He's going to shove his success in their face. That's the plan. That's the plan. It's almost Jokerish in a way. But what they say, what did Bray Wyatt say? Revenge is a confession of pain. And Cody has talked a lot about his pain. And his acting out, the breaking of the throne, all the cheap shots, all of that stuff is a confession of pain. Cody did all of this stuff because he was hurt that, of what his father had to do when it comes to the polka dots, and then being the trainer of NXT, and then WWE owning Dusty's legacy, and then owning all of the trademarks, all of that stuff. And you would see routinely Cody would come out and he would lash out. So it's not like Cody just came up with this whole, there needs to be wrestling outside of WWE. It was also, WWE owns a lot of my dad's trademarks, a lot of my dad's intellectual property, a lot of the stuff that he created, like Starcade, a lot of this stuff, I think Great American Bash, he also created that. A lot of that stuff is owned by WWE. He's been trying to reclaim that, but he can't. He can't reclaim any of that stuff. So the best thing that he can do is go back to WWE and elevate his father's material. And I think it would probably be great for them to have a Great American Bash for Cody to win the title at, because Dusty created the event. He's Dusty's son. He can win the title at that event. Why save it? Don't save it for like WrestleMania. Save it for like the Great American Bash or something like that. Just for I think NXT is using that, so maybe not. But, it would have been a nice little gesture for him to win the title at one of the shows that Dusty created. But it's not about it being a lie. It's about him having goals. And he was able to prove that there is wrestling outside of WWE. And that he created a fan base from outside of WWE. And now he can return. What else does he have to prove? AEW is up and running. He got AEW to the point where CM Punk and Bryan Danielson even wanted to join the company. If there was no Cody and no Jericho, and I know people, the Young Bucks, like, come on, man. Did the people in America, was there enough American wrestling fans that was into the Young Bucks that really cared enough about them? To be quite honest, I know it's if it wasn't for Matt Jackson, it's like, no, if it wasn't for Jericho. The only reason they even got on TNT and all that horse shit is because of Jericho. If there was no Jericho, they probably wouldn't even got on TNT. We have to be realistic about this. If you'd have walked up to anybody wearing a Bullet Club shirt, in fact, I thought there was a video once of a guy wearing a Bullet Club shirt and Finn Balor walked right past him and he didn't even notice him. So I'm pretty sure if you didn't notice a guy who was on WWE TV currently when that occurred, you likely don't know who the fuck the Young Bucks are. So probably not. People thought it was a cool design, it's a cool name, and that was about it. But I'm doing this too long. Let's see what continue what these guys have to say.
What do you want in this world?
But nothing against the guy. I'm confused. I don't understand what I feel.
Ooh.
The longer it went on, the more
I don't understand what I feel. I don't understand what you feel either, buddy. I'm not entirely sure how you feeling. And that's pretty sick. Maybe we ought to stop feeling so much and start doing a little bit of thinking. How about that, bruh? I will not be regularly going to Wrestle Talk, even though I've doomed myself to Wrestle Talk and What Culture probably being sent to my fucking feed every 2 seconds. From now on, I'm gonna have to block them. But I thought it was fun. I thought it was fun, and I thought it was funny. Oh, wee. Cody has been dropping hints since Bullet Club, before AEW, that he couldn't be trusted and was in it for his own legacy. He also made it pretty obvious, in hindsight, that he was playing the role of Benedict Arnold in AEW the whole time. See, it's 4D chess. It's not business, it's 4D chess. The whole time he started hanging out with the Young Bucks is only so he can go back to WWE one day. See? And this was the time for his big score. Fuck Cody, what a traitor piece of shit. Yikes. Here's another one. Rainbow flags, which is a red flag. Cody Rhodes went back to the WWF. Yeah, I'll never call it WWE. It's just wrong. He helped build something special at AEW. They're clearly the better product right now. At least he won his WrestleMania match. Enjoy your brief push before you sink back into the mid-card, you traitor. Ooh. Fuck you, Cody. I hate you. Traitor. Fuck you, Cody. I hate you. The plan was, from the minute he got released in 2016, was to make Vince McMahon jealous. And it worked. This was no revolution. It was all about Cody Rhodes becoming made and a main event star in Vince McMahon's eyes. AEW might as well be a trash can to that traitor. He's talking great about the company. He talks great about the guys. For fuck's sake, come on. Cut the guy some slack. Come on. What are you doing here? Oh, okay. This one is beautiful. This one is beautiful. You're going to like this one. Cody was everything I thought I wanted from a figurehead challenging WWE. I do want AEW to challenge WWE. I do want competition. I want someone calling out WWE's BS on TV. But instead of a leader like George Washington, we got Benedict Arnold, turncoat because he felt slighted. Why do you want people calling out WWE on TV? I mean, challenge, competition, yeah, sure. But do we really need somebody calling out WWE stuff on TV? I don't think so. And this was always Tony Khan's company, by the way. The EVPs, they were just given power as part of the camel's nose to get you, the fans, into watching the show, because nobody knew who Tony Khan was. If Tony Khan just started the show and said, "Hey, I'm Tony Khan, I'm starting the wrestling league," other people would have been like, "So, I don't care." But if you we're going to have the first wrestling company that's going to be largely staffed by pro wrestlers, and giving people the idea that the EVPs are running the show. And that got a lot of people interested, So it is what it is. This is probably going to be the final one. This was from way back in March. I'm not mad at Cody for chasing the bag. Can't fault a guy for that. What I do fault him for is doing all the anti-WWE stuff. Taking obvious shots at WWE. Talk about how unhappy he was with WWE. And about the revolution and going back. If AEW is a revolution, he's Benedict Arnold. These people are so angry at Cody. I could not fathom making people this angry. But this is Cody Rhodes' life now. People are very angry and they're upset with him. And they are not ashamed of getting out there and talking about it. This has been SMARK TEARS. Cody Rhodes goes back to WWE. What did you guys think of this? Which one was your favorite, by the way? From All Out to Sellout, stands out. It just stands out, man. It's a bumper sticker. From All Out to Sellout. That's a bumper sticker. And he should, when he turns heel, which eventually should happen, he should go the I bought in route. And that will be the most important thing, you know? That's just how it works. But these AEW fans, man, they are insane. And I'm not surprised. But let me know what you guys think. Like, share, and subscribe. Hope y'all have fun, and I'll talk to you guys later.